Hello and welcome to a Bergkamp Wonderland Christmas special. I'm Gimli and tonight I'm going to be joined by all the members of the podcast. As always, I have the wonderfully hairy and just a little bit scary producer Danny the GFP with me. And he's brought with him, Strutter with a Stutter, it's GC. Steve, Mr. Lord Hill Wood. Our very angry Venezuelan, it's John. Mr. Arsenal himself, Geoff. And Mr. Smooth FK. Hello, fellas.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Hello, just.
Guten Tag.
It's lovely to have you all on one podcast.
Well, we do this about every other month, don't we? And it's a fucking nightmare. So this will be about 6 hours long.
No, it won't. It won't. It's not going to be a disaster. It won't be long. FK's got some fucking bird with their pants down in his room. He's got to get 7 blocks up in a minute. Gav's not allowed out for longer than half an hour. Jeff's got to walk the dogs. John's got a bottle to finish. I've got my nipper in the other room, so it's going to be quick.
I'm sure Gav's got an appointment later on.
I've got 2 bottles. I have got 2 bottles, not one.
My foot's got an appointment up your arse, Geoff. I'm telling you.
You won't fit up, mate. You won't fit up my arse, mate. It'll be a big boot.
Maybe you could tickle Arsene Wenger's chin with your toe while it's up.
When the great man.
When you're up there, Gav, give Wenger my best, won't you?
Yeah, I will do. Yeah, and tell him to get his checkbook out in January.
Suarez.
Right. We'll jump straight into proceedings and touch briefly on the City game. And I'm lucky to have 6 of you to hit this question with, but the lucky recipient will be John. So, John, Man City away, what did you make of this game?
Well, that was a little bit of a crooked scoreline, but I think it could have gone. I mean, it's going to be, it's going to be funny to hear, but I think it would have gone either way. You could have had about 6 different outcomes to that match. There were, offside appeals. There were offside goals. There were penalty shouts. I just think that we went in there and, our big game conundrum continues. That, we perform against the lesser teams, and when it comes to the big teams, we kind of let down when it comes to the Premiership.
Yeah. And, Steve, how does this result affect our season?
It doesn't affect our season at all. It's 1 game out of 38, and we still have United, City, and Chelsea to play at home. And, there's a long way to go yet. And City's away form is definitely suspect. They are going to drop points again. Chelsea dropping more points than Geoff's dropped names in his life. And, we just have to keep winning. They just have to keep it together. It's going to get tough because, the games start coming thick and fast in January and February, which is why we need to go and buy some players in January.
Definitely so. Gav, what did you make of this result?
Well, I mean, I didn't see the game to start with. I think I caught about the last 10-15 minutes in a pub.
Armchair.
Well, I mean, I was away watching giant pandas sleep, believe it or not. But anyway.
You mean you were around Danny's?
No, that's the sloth.
How fucking dare you, bitches. Yeah, no, I mean, it was what it was. I mean, I said to one of my pals at work, I said to him like on the Thursday, he said, "What do you reckon on against Man City?" I said, honestly, I think we're gonna get stuff. We're gonna get done 4-2, 5-2, something like that. So the result wasn't really much of a surprise, really. Man City's home form is what will probably win them the league this year. But like I say, it's one of them places that we've got the game over and done with now. That will be the hardest and the biggest thumping we'll get all year, fingers crossed. So, like I say, just move on.
And Geoff, did you go there expecting a result, or was it a surprise to you that we lost?
No, it wasn't a surprise that we lost, to be honest with you. We seem to have this mental thing against these top 2-3 teams, Chelsea, United and City. Fantastic. They've got fantastic forwards, haven't they? Offensively, they're different class. Suspect, like Steve alluded to earlier on, they're suspects at the back. I was disappointed that we got beat, but I did take encouragement because I think we could have really won the game if we was better. We had a couple of individual errors again that crept back in. If we was better defensively, we could have quite easily won that game, honestly, in my opinion. But I think we'll be all right. But it's a big thing. We've got to get over this mental barrier, beating one of these top sides, and tomorrow is a big test. But we'll cover that later on, no doubt.
Definitely so. And FK, does this result amplify any concerns you might have about the team at the moment?
No, I don't think so. I mean, first and foremost, it was obviously a bad result and a terrible scoreline. But I think, like the gents have already said, when the game finished, I was left sort of scratching my head, wondering how there were 9 goals in that game. I mean, City are incredible going forward. I think if any team goes to the Etihad, scores 3, and still doesn't get anything from the game.
Well, we scored 5.
Sorry?
We scored 5, just you disallowed 2 of them.
There you go. But yeah, that's actually a very good point. I mean, you scored 3, which was actually more than all the teams put together that had visited prior to us this season, which is quite an incredible stat. And then when you've got decisions that go against you, I mean, 4 clear offside decisions, a handball that didn't go for us, there's not really much you can do. So I don't think it kind of puts us off track or anything. Before we went into the game, I kind of expected maybe, all right, well, look, we'll do well to get a draw here because their home record is incredible. But like I think Steve says, it's just 3 points, it's 1 game. Mental block, possibly. I think we bottled it at Old Trafford. We paid them too much respect, and I think we were too open and naive against City. So tomorrow, hopefully against Chelsea, we've got the right balance. But we've beaten Liverpool, so we can beat the big teams. We've had some really good European performances. So it's not a spanner in the works for me, but it was just obviously a devastating result.
And John, FK touched on the referee and some of the decisions didn't go our way that day. How much of a part do you think the referee played in the overall result?
Well, they seem to be playing an awful lot of part in the 2 results that come to mind. In the Villa game, Anthony Taylor was horrible. I think anybody that tries to say otherwise is being a little foolish. And in this City game, I don't think it changed the result, but I think the result could have been, maybe we don't lose 6-3, maybe we lose 4-3, or maybe 5-4. But I think it's a matter of the refs having a little bit too much involvement in the goings on the pitch.
And Danny, is there anything you want to further add to this?
Yeah, don't worry about it, because Man City away are absolute fucking dog shit. I mean, for a team that at home, 8 wins from 8 games, 35 goals for and 5 against, and you compare that to them away, 3 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses. I mean, there's teams down the bottom of the table that haven't got that kind of form, like Swansea. That's the same home form as Swansea, apart from they've drawn 1 less. Swansea have got a better away form, and they've scored 16 away and conceded 15 away. And that just shows they're a one stadium wonder, which is their own stadium. And I think when they come to ours, they are going to get absolutely smashed. But that game, like everyone else has been saying, they had a dodgy penalty at the end, which I wouldn't have given it. But there again, I might be considered biased. That game could have ended 5-5. I mean, there was 9 goals, 7 different goal scorers. That is maybe a once in a season result, maybe a once in every few season result between the big teams. And I'm not worried by that at all. I'll take positives from it. That Walcott looked brilliant. That Ozil and Ramsey played really well together in the middle of the field. The Flame. Well, I think the Flame was all right, but I think he needed to get stuck in more. But I think he might have been a little bit concerned about maybe getting sent off, because the referee, I think, is a bit of a history for being card happy. I think that game there was only 3 or 4 cards given out. But I think that the turning point was when Koscielny got sent off after 42 minutes. Before that, we'd conceded 2. After that, we conceded 4. I think it has a lot to do with that.
And Geoff, can you give us any update on Koscielny as well?
No, to be honest with you, I haven't spoken to anybody. I think he tweeted or Instagram the other day that he's feeling better. I still think it's a dodgy gash, isn't it? And it's on the terrible part of the knee.
You know.
Yeah.
Do we have anybody here who's an expert on dodgy gashes, FK?
No, I don't know. I couldn't.
He's been through a few.
Hey! Oh no, he hasn't.
Oh yes, he has.
Pantomime season.
But I think you know what, guys, on that Koscielny thing, I think because it's on the knee and every time you're going to get movement, it's not really like Rooney's head, so that if they rush him back, it's just going to cut straight back open again, and it would just be worse. So I've heard 3 to 4 weeks, so it could be. I mean, that's obviously the whole.
I think it
Christmas period. That's the first couple of weeks of Jan.
I think it'd be more than that. I think it'd be more. It's a really hideous deep cut there.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, it's end of Jan maybe.
Yeah, the turning point for me in that game was really the foul by Yaya Toure on Giroud. I mean, if he gets a straight red card there, that completely changes the game itself. That's the one key decision for me. The referees, clearly missed. You've got a tackle there. He's not missed the ball. Studs out, foot up, and straight into the side of his above his ankles, a straight red card. You know,
well, not only that one, but the Sonia on who was it, Nasri, that they got him the third goal right after halftime.
Yeah, that was never a free kick.
What would have happened if Aguero wouldn't have gone off? It could have been 10-7 or something like that.
I think a lot of things just went wrong on the day. The whole Wilshere thing, the whole Ozil thing at the end with Mertesacker, Koscielny getting injured, getting spanked 6. I think it's just one. It's just one of those games.
Sorry, mate. It was very much like Aston Villa, where everything went wrong at the same time. But you know, you're going to get them games, aren't you? We'll just
exactly. And it's best that we just get it out of the way, to be honest. So let's just move on.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, let's move on to racism, FC.
Silence.
Yeah.
I don't know where racism got brought into it. What's your new name, Jack Star?
Hey. No. Well, they are talking about the English club with the longest heritage of connection to right-wing groups who booed their own black players, chanted offensive chants to their own black players. I've got a captain who's got similar.
We're talking about Chelsea now, obviously, aren't we?
That could be the team I'm mentioning. Yeah, that bunch of muppets from the Fulham Road. They're not in Chelsea; they're in Fulham. Let's make that clear.
That links us on quite nicely because we on Monday have. Tomorrow, have the little task of Chelsea. So what I want is kind of your expectations on this and what could happen if we lose, what can happen if we win, all possible scenarios, and if we can try and get everything covered. So who wants to take this one to start with then? Gav?
Yeah, go on, I'll go for this one. Right, firstly, I saw a stat today which is absolutely amazing, really. Out of the last 50 games that Wenger's played against the Man City, Man United, Chelsea, he's only won 13. He's never actually beaten a Mourinho side, and like I say, we've just been spanked by Man City, so it's not good. I mean, to top off that, if we lose, we go down to 4th.
Did you get the stat from the 50 before that as well, though?
Give me 10 minutes, mate. I'll get back to you.
Oh, thank you.
Good. So I mean, it's relevant, Geoff. Do you know what I mean? Let's take it over the last sort of 8 seasons, so to speak. Do you know what I mean?
That's handy.
Oh, I'll tell you what. We'll go back 100 years, shall we?
Why not?
Or do you want to make it fucking relevant, mate?
Why not?
Let's be relevant, mate. Shall we? Okay, excellent. Yeah. So, like I say, I mean, it's just tricky. Do you know what I mean? The only good thing about playing Chelsea tomorrow is they ain't got Drogba. That's about the only good thing. Mourinho always does Wenger. It's a shame, really, because I mean, before they done us in the Champions League, Chelsea hadn't beaten us home or away in about 12 years. I mean, obviously that coincides with Uncle Roman giving them a load of money, but coming forwards for the game, I just don't fancy us. Do you know what I mean? I think if we get a draw out of it, thank you very much. If we get a draw out of it, I think we've done well, and that's it.
Wow! Even though this is a Christmas podcast, this has gone downhill. We've got
you've got to be. Oh, go on.
Now let the Grinch finish.
Sorry. I thought you were slagging me off then for a minute, so I thought I'd jump in first.
No, I'm not slagging you off at all. I'm just saying, if you'd be a bit fucking happier.
Well, this is me being happy about it. It's it just ain't good. As much as I really, really hate fucking Chelsea. I mean, I've had more fucking issues with Chelsea fans over the years than any other fan, any other types of fans. They're fucking scumbags.
I know someone that you get on well with.
Listen. Let's have it right though. If you started this conversation in August and you said Chelsea Arsenal, the game before Christmas is going to be for first place, or for, whether we retain first place,
you would have
taken it. So,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, so we got to look at the positives of the situation, which is our fucking destiny is in our own hands. If we grow some balls and go in and get a result tomorrow, then I think that goes a long way for our mentality to go into the new year, the right way.
I mean, should we not be sat here all pretty happy at the moment? I mean, we've just, albeit second, but we've just qualified from a Champions League group that was, dubbed the group of death.
Everybody said that we weren't going to fucking qualify from.
Exactly. If we win on Monday, we're going to be top of the league at Christmas. I mean, what really is there possibly to be angry about? I don't understand it. Geoff, I know there's always a lot of positivity in your tea cake, so hit us with it.
Well, you've got to remember that this is really the first time in a number of years that we can match Chelsea, like for the maybe 14 or 15 players that are going to be in and around the squad, especially for the 11 players that are on the pitch. I think we can match them. We're playing at home. And I think we got to really don't give them too much respect, but give them a little bit of respect at the same time, because they can hurt you. But if we're positive and we pass the ball about the way we have been passing the ball about, I don't really see a problem. I think we can beat them. We got to forget about that Carling Cup game. You know, we've had half a team out. We're going to have a best 11 out there, barring Koscielny maybe. We've got Podolski that's come back. He may play a part in it. And I think it's all positive. I think, we've got a great opportunity to go back to the league. It's a big game, and it's a big ask because Chelsea are a difficult team. They've got plenty of power, they've got plenty of pace, but I don't think they're the Chelsea of years gone by when we've struggled against them. By no means. I think you can score against them, and I think we've got a right good chance to turn them over tomorrow. I really do.
I think I'd probably agree with you. FK, let's have your thoughts on this one.
I really fancy us tomorrow.
This is a surprise.
Honestly, no, Gav, Danny, the reason being, right?
Put your mortgage on it.
The reason why is because I think that the City result, I think the boys will be itching to get that out of their system. We've had 9 days off, and Chelsea obviously had that extra time game during the week. I know they didn't play their strongest team, but there's a few of them that are going to play tomorrow night. And I think we probably learned from the Manchester games. We bottled it at Old Trafford. We showed them a bit too much respect, whereas at City we were just too open. And I think with Walcott coming back and the boys have had their rest and they know how much it means. I think the pressure's on. Liverpool, City, United all won their games yesterday. But like Geoff says, if we keep calm and we play our game, and Jack Wilshere missing for me is a blessing in disguise, because I think Santi's going to come in and it's about time he kind of just he just needs to smash that shit up basically. And I really fancy this tomorrow. Like Geoff said, like Gav said, without Drogba, Lampard's past it. They've got a lot of midfield options, but they're lacking up front, and defensively they're leaking goals. So why can't we do it? I absolutely think we can get a result tomorrow.
Someone's wrapping presents. Lovely.
I'm getting a cigarette out while listening to FK drodgling one off to Arsenal again.
Remember, kids, smoking isn't cool.
No, it's disgusting. Don't do it.
Yeah.
I've been serious.
He's flicking the lighter. I love it.
I'll be in the fantasy tomorrow.
You got one of them cheap lighters, Steve, haven't you? One of them cheap 50p lighters that you click in there?
Yeah, I love a cheapie.
Anyway, I was thinking that the last time we beat Chelsea at home in the league was the 27th of December 2010, which isn't too far away from now, beaten 3-1. And that was the next game after that, we played them at their place and beat them 5-3. So they are beatable, although under a different manager. And then the time that we last beat them at home before that in the Premier League was the 16th of December 2007. So I think we're due, and I think that's the only times we've beaten them at home in the Premier League.
Once every 3 years.
No, but if you look back, the time before that, I think is here we go, is the 15th of February 2003. So we beat them twice in a decade at home. For me,
was that 1-0 Waltod?
I don't know. It doesn't say who the scorers are. Yeah, but I think we can come away with it because we're such a weird team at times when we play against. You wouldn't recognise if you had clips of all the games that we've played this season, sometimes you'd think, oh my God, if you didn't know the year, you'd think, well, did we win the league that season? Then other games you see it, you think, well, was that a season we got relegated because we played absolute shit? So it's a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde situation. I never know what team's going to turn up. I never know what kind of mood the players are going to be in. Vermaelen and Mertesacker at the back haven't played that often. Snoozing. Haven't played together that often, let alone this season, because before Mertesacker was there, it was Vermaelen and Koscielny. So how much time have they had together? But at least one good thing about that, I'd rather see Mertesacker with one of the other two rather than the other two together, because they both want to get forward, and Mertesacker is too big to get forward. So at least we're not going to have our two centre-backs up for corners every time. But I think we can get a draw. But did you hear about the Ashley Cole thing? Where he's not playing tomorrow because he was, someone told, I think Ava told me, she had that Mourinho cancelled the Chelsea Christmas party and Wenger didn't cancel R1. So Ashley Cole turned up at R1 and now Mourinho's told him he's not going to be playing tomorrow. Is that true?
Yeah, he was at the party, yeah. There was pictures of him in the background with some of our players.
Was he with Amanda?
No, I think his penis is too small.
I mean, was he having his picture taken with her? She would have been there.
No, she wasn't allowed in. I think the company's lawyers have got a photo identity up upon every possible place where there's club officials nowadays.
She is. You say that, she will murder you.
She's got to get here first.
Well, she probably knows someone with a plane, with a jet.
She may do. I know someone at customs at Warsaw Airport, straight down the drug testing room.
I've got
She'll
some good
probably enjoy
stats
that.
on that game tomorrow, that Arsenal-Chelsea game. 166 matches, 153 in the league, 6 FA Cup, 4 League, 2 Champions League and 1 other. Arsenal have 40% wins, Chelsea 32%, 28% draws. The highest aggregate game is Arsenal 5, Chelsea 4. Highest Arsenal score is Chelsea 1, Arsenal 5 in 1930. And the highest Chelsea score is Arsenal 0, Chelsea 5 in 98-99.
I think that might have been the League Cup. I was at the League Cup game.
It was a League Cup game, wasn't it?
Was that Dorkley's thing you're reading?
Yeah, brilliant, isn't it?
Oh, I spent 3 hours this weekend speaking to her, and about 3 hours talking to Ava.
Didier Drogba, surprise, holds the mark for the most Derby goals with 13.
Don't say Derby, it's Derby.
Derby. Can I just make what makes this game so interesting tomorrow is, first of all, as Geoff said, they're leaking goals at the back. We've got Walcott back and he's fit, and he's obviously got an eye for goal because he did well at City. We've also got Podolski apparently, who possibly may be available, which is a late test. But what makes this game even more delicious is that if we do them tomorrow on Boxing Day, City are playing Liverpool.
Ooh, where is it at?
At City.
Ooh,
and Chelsea are playing Swansea at Chelsea.
Oh.
And we're playing West Ham away. Ha, 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 ha. And then you go over to the Saturday and Sunday Xmas programme of football.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. City are playing Palace. It doesn't really matter. But Chelsea are playing Liverpool on the Sunday.
Yeah, but we're away to Newcastle. That is a tough game.
Yeah, but...
Come on, Geoff. Newcastle are in a bit of good form. What are they think?
No, they play expansive football. They're trying out passes. We're batter them 2 or 3. You wait.
No, not with that Pardew in charge.
Fucking hell.
Pardew.
I hope you're right. Alan Pardew.
Shut up, FK.
Let me ask you guys something, though, which is, what I've seen in our losses. Giroud has been great. He's had a great leap from year 1 to year 2. But in all of our losses, every single one of our opponents have managed to isolate Giroud up top and pressure our midfield. Would you go into a scenario that you know that you had to get everybody involved and play Theo up the middle, Podolski on the left, and place one of our midfielders on the right, say a Rosicky?
No, just having Theo on the pitch should actually force their back line backwards anyway. So it should actually give us more of them.
The first time they see Ozil drop deep and pick him out from 30 yards, they'll fucking drop back quick enough, I'll tell you.
Yeah, but even on Saturday versus Manchester City, Giroud had a plethora of chances. And I think any of the top sides are happy to sit there and let him go at it without him involving everybody else. He's great at link-up play, as we saw in the Norwich win and in several other games. But when he can't involve those midfielders, and he's isolated, he just doesn't hit the target enough.
So the other thing you got to look at is the fact that Cole is not going to play because of what happened at the party. Their next left back is Bertrand, Ryan Bertrand. I say that like he's French. I think he plays for England, doesn't he? Does he?
I don't know. I try to have as little as possible to do with him. It just makes you feel dirty. Do you know what I mean?
That unpronounceable
Ryan
that sound. Yeah, Ryan.
He's their left back and he's English.
Yeah, I thought he was. And then their other one they can use is as per unpronounceable. So, but Cole is not playing. Yeah, so Cole isn't playing. Bertrand and as per Lueta, they're both injured. So if that's who they're going to play at left back, 4th choice left back, put Theo on there. He would terrorise any of their 1st, 2nd, 3rd choice. So he will rip apart a 4th choice left back. And I doubt very much he's going to go 3 centre backs, is he?
I'd rather see Walcott having a go at Terry.
I'd like to see Hogan have a go at Terry.
Because Cahill's going to be tied up with Giroud, so plenty of room for Theo or anybody else who fancies coming through fast on that side.
That just shows the pig-headedness of him.
Yeah, the thing is though, the chances that Wenger's actually going to change our formation and change our tactics is none. He's not going to change how we play. He doesn't even change it mid-game when it's obviously failing. So he ain't going to come up with anything special for Chelsea. He's just going to set the team out like he normally does. Bring Bentner on with 10 minutes to go.
The thing that surprises me is that Nabri's not getting more game time. because he's been so direct and so efficient when he's been given a chance.
You're right, John, but there's no point if Walcott and Cazorla are fit. Do you know, the bottom line for me is I just hope we don't bottle it tomorrow. We just have to honestly, there's not one fixture in the list that you just want to turn up, and I want to smash Mourinho's lot so much. I just want to, sorry. No, Gav, honestly, what you were saying about Chelsea fans have just become so hateable in the last 10 years, and it's the way they run their
become. They've been like it for 50 years.
No, but it's been even. It's exaggerated because of all the success that they've brought, and it just winds me up more than anything in the game, and I really want to just beat them tomorrow.
I mean, we can all agree that success is somewhat bought, but we're doing the same thing. We just bought Ozil for 40-some million. We're all talking about getting a striker.
Difference, John.
Yeah, obviously. But I mean, to some extent, success has to be bought at some point.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, but it does. But the money is how the money's made.
Oh, no. Listen, I agree. But what I'm saying is, let's not overthink the success is purchased bit when our academy isn't always the greatest. Yes, we buy great youth that comes in and we develop it. But it's not like we, a Jack, we don't have 10 of them on the pitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is, Ben, I mean, with all due respect and everything, I mean, Steve and Geoff being the older statesman will probably back me up on this one. Chelsea have never been a very, very well followed team. And because they haven't been very well followed, they didn't have the money. And then they had a series of owners who just completely mismanaged the club and tried to sort of buy their way up to the top and, successfully failed
Ken Bates.
until this billionaire come in and took over. I mean, I think the one stat I like about Chelsea is when we was winning the Cup Winners' Cup in '94, the same night Chelsea had a home game, and their attendance was something like 6,000 people for a home game, whilst we probably took 20,000 people abroad to the final. They've never been a well-supported club in London, and the only time they've been well-supported is since they've had success. And that's why people hate their supporters these days, is probably because a lot of them are very much new age fans. Now, if you go back to the 70s and 80s with regards to, and probably even further back than that when it comes to the Chelsea supporters, their equivalent of the Gooner magazine and the Gooner fan line used to run a league table which didn't include goals by non-white players.
That's right.
And
when they played at home, I could not go shopping because my wife was Indian, because of the vile abuse and literally bricks and shit we had thrown at us.
Yeah, and they stopped. Believe it or not, they stopped revealing, because you get the team news half hour before kickoff. Yeah, when Chelsea had the first black player, they stopped announcing the team news, because if the black player was playing, their gate would be low. Because everybody just stayed in stayed in the pub. So
if anybody wants to read what that bloke suffered as one of the first black player at Chelsea, you can buy his book on Amazon. It's a brilliant read, quite heartbreaking. But the guy was a great pro. Even though he suffered all that chance of get the N word off, he continued playing his game and he scored some valuable goals for him.
But yes, I mean the point is, I mean that's why the Chelsea supporters will just never be liked, really, because you've got the old school, which were very much a racist lot with National Front links, and then the new lot, which are very much sort of glory hunting sort of malarkey. And I just hate them. I've got no time for Chelsea whatsoever. Their owner, their players. I mean, the majority of their players are fucking scumbags as well.
Can I just raise one positive point about this whole Roman Abramovich issue, though? And that is that he chose Chelsea, not Spurs.
He drove past it. He said, "Carry on driving."
Very true.
He was getting a helicopter, actually.
The whole place is on fire. He said, "No, don't bother. Just give
I've
people
suffered.
a little."
I've suffered. Honestly, I really have suffered, because, like I told you in the past, I actually live on the Fulham Road, right? On the Fulham Road, about 500 yards from the stadium, and they have to walk past. I see them. It's just, this last 8 years, it's been really, really hard, mate. Seeing their glum faces, walking past, and I just got to suffer it, mate. It kills me. All my daughter's friends are Chelsea fans. She's the only gooner around, all her friends and everything else. God bless her. So it's about time it changed, mate. I think now's the time.
just want to say a little thing. We're talking about Chelsea's history. They were relegated in 74-75, relegated in 78-79, relegated in 87-88. Now that's a team that, I mean, they were for people that are younger listeners, they were a yo-yo team, much like West Ham and West Brom are now. They've never been a big team until they got money. Just wanted to get that across, because I don't like them either. They can fuck off.
So with that in mind, then, may I have some predictions from you? Or Danny, we'll start with you.
I'm going to say 1-1, and I think the first goal scorer is going to be the magical Theo.
Okay, Gav?
I mean, in my heart, I hope we absolutely fucking spank them. But I'll go 2-2, and I hope that Giroud gets the first one.
Okay, Geoff?
I think it's so important that we score first against Chelsea tomorrow night. I think we will do, and I think we'll win 2-1 with, well, I'll let you guess who I think is going to score the first goal.
FK?
That's true.
I was tempted to go 3-1 Arsenal. Yeah, I'll go 3-1 Arsenal, Cazorla.
What have you been on?
I fancy us.
Hey, Geoff, has he
really
been round your house again?
Oh, dear.
He's welcome round my house anytime he likes.
He's been in the honey pot.
I've been saying that all weekend. He's only 15 minutes away from me, and he still hasn't bothered to come round. I've had a wash. I've done my hair. I've got clean pants on.
Glad you said wash.
Easy, Tiger.
Glad you said put your pants on. Yeah.
Hey, I ain't actually put Collins on. I don't own any.
John.
I agree with FK. I think we're going to do them 3-1, and I'm going to go with Theo for a score.
Steve?
I'm going to be controversial. I'm going to say we're going to beat them 4-1, and I think Walcott will score first because I think they're going to have a nightmare goalkeeping wise, and I think they're going to have a nightmare defence wise tomorrow.
Okay, and I'm going to go, just because to be something different, I'm going to go 2-0, and I'm going to have Ozil to score the first goal.
Another thing that I wanted to talk about this is the fact that because of fucking TV, we're only getting 2 days off. Most other teams are getting 3 or 4 days off. And it just shows the bullshit of Sky and BT fucking around with stuff at the most important time of the year where you're playing a game every 5 minutes. We've got 2 days less rest than everybody else.
How about that schedule with us doing the Champions League and then doing Saturday afternoon, first game?
Yeah,
we have had Money talks, dirty cash, I want you, dirty cash, I need you.
How about this for another little stat I'm looking at? If we won't lose tomorrow, I'm not going to say we do, but if we lose, that means we've lost 3 games in a row, and I can't even remember the last time. I'm just looking. The last time we lost 3 games in a row, I'm on page 3 now, and I still can't find it.
A few years ago, we got dumped out the FA Cup, the Carling Cup. We got dumped out of the Champions League at the same time, and we lost the league game, didn't we?
I'm back to January 2011, and it's still. Oh, here it is. It was. We lost 4-1 to Barcelona, lost away to the Spurs. Gee, I nearly said that word then.
Ooh.
And then we lost at home to Wigan. So that was
right. 2-0.
April 2010, the last time we lost 3 games in a row. And then we drew 1, and then we lost again. So we had 1. We were 5 in a row without winning, but I don't think we're going to lose tomorrow. But I think it's going to be a tough game. But I think the most important thing is going to be ripping them apart down that right wing. Let's hope Wenger's got the sense to, like she was saying.
Pressure's on though, isn't it, really? You know, with everybody else winning around us over the weekend, pressure is really on.
Well, that long ago, we were almost going for 7 points clear, weren't we?
Yeah. I mean, what did we all make of Mertesacker and Ozil? I know we touched on it earlier in the show, but not with any great detail. I mean, does that show signs of what a great leader Per Mertesacker is, or do you think he was out of order for going up to
what point of the game?
I think that's captain material there.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree. I see the same traits in Mertesacker as I see in Tony Adams.
I was a tad disappointed because I think that stuff should be left inside the changing room. I don't really like that, mate, when they're digging people out. And I know I share his sentiment, but you know they've just got walloped at Man City. Maybe he weren't thinking about it at the time. He wanted to just fuck off and get in the change room. Give a goal away, hadn't he?
If Ozil's going to accept it from anybody, he's going to accept it from Mertesacker.
You know, Mertesacker and Ozil are really close mates and stuff, so Mertesacker knows exactly how to kind of like treat him and stuff. I think the positive that can be taken out of it is I think Ozil felt ashamed that we lost by 6, and And I quite like that. You know, if play, obviously you have to have class and you have to go and clap the fans and all that kind of stuff. But I think he was so disappointed in losing that actually he showed his frustration just by walking off. And I think if there's one opportunity for him to take a game by the scruff of the neck and show the world, you know, that he is the bollocks, it is tomorrow. And I just, to
be honest with you, though, I don't really give a shit if they come over and clap me, mate.
No, they should do, Geoff.
They should do, Geoff.
He's old, mate. You know what I mean? I'm not really bothered about that. They comes over and clap.
Okay,
just wave, you know what I mean? All right, boys, God bless. See ya. Boom, gone.
Yeah, no.
What difference it makes?
I think that's one of the things that they do now.
Sorry, Gav, that's one of the things that bugs me about Arsene Wenger, actually. You know, even home games, when as soon as the whistle goes, he shakes the hand of the manager straight down the tunnel. Now, that is normal business, I know that, and he shouldn't have to do anything, but it would be nice, because you see it on when you're watching non-Arsenal games and you see the managers at the end of the whistle, they just sort of like, you know, in that circle, they just look around to the fans, give a quick clap, and they walk off. And I think it's a good thing, honestly. There might be individuals that don't like it, but I think the majority of fans do appreciate that.
I think it's a respect thing. I think if someone's if you've gone as a supporter and you've paid your money and Man City away. I mean, by the time you work out your travel, your match ticket, a couple of jars, you've done it. You've done £150, £200, depending on how much you want to drink and shove up your nose, right? Yeah. But I think it's just a respect thing for the players and the manager to come over. Do you know what I mean? I think even more so if you've lost, for them to come over, because they'll soon be fucking over. Do you know what I mean? Lapping up the applause if they've won. Do you know what I mean? I think it's even more so if they've, if they have lost the game, to come and just say thank you. Do you know what I mean? You've spent, if you're on minimum wage, or what is called a working wage these days, Man City away is half your week's money. Do you know what I mean? So they should come over and, do you know what I mean, thank them for turning up. I just think it's just not. I think it's not anything but that. He's wrong. It should be normal. Win, lose or draw. Go and thank the fans for turning up.
Yeah, you're right, Gav. I think Ozil was just ashamed and he probably wasn't aware of it. And Mertesacker just absolutely tore him a new one.
Damn right.
Leadership material. That was the original question. So yeah, I mean, the thing is, for me, I'm a personal believer. Like, you don't need the armband to be a captain. You can just, you can scream and you can lead by example. So
Steve,
are
you on the bong or something there, mate? Because I heard a great big intake a minute ago. Was that you?
Nah,
it wasn't me. I know everyone's going to say me, but it wasn't me.
Stanley's on the commode, isn't he?
No, the bong.
I'm eating onion rings, Sainsbury's finest. You carry on, ladies.
Oh, good Lord. I bet the backfire from that later is going to be appalling.
We're allowed to name brands and all that on this huge podcast that we got. We're not sure you're letting brands coming out. It's not right, is it, really? Do they pay us?
Amanda's just said Merry Christmas to me. She's waiting for a Skype call. So I'm just saying hello to her, and I said she got a mention, but I'm not going to tell her what we said.
I told you she gets everywhere, didn't I?
She's wormed her way onto our podcast. And
you might as well just had her in, Danny.
Oh God, no! There's enough of us as it is.
Big Shemek from the customs office in Warsaw Airport is waiting for her hands like Pat Jennings.
Only they've got hands like Jerry Payton.
Another issue, I think. Dive and miss her.
No, another issue I think we need to talk about is Jack's ban when he stuck his middle finger up. It's widely noted that Luis Suarez only got one game for this and Wilshere got two. What's the difference in offences and why have they come down particularly hard on him? Is there anyone that we can answer that one?
Well, the offence is The offence is exactly the same as Zaha and Suarez had a couple of years ago, but the difference is that the FA changed the rules at the start of the season, which basically stipulated that any gesture like that would be subject to a 2-match ban rather than a 1-match ban. So the rules were still there. Jack's a bit of a dickhead for doing it. He needs to kind of like... He's got, look, as much as we love Jack and as much as he bleeds Arsenal and he's Mr. Arsenal and this, that and the other...
He needs to fucking grow up.
He needs to mature, he needs to grow up, and he needs to not lose his head. He's got to keep his calm, and the thing is, he's easily riled, and I just think that's going to be the one downfall that he has, because everyone knows how to get him. They kick him to death on the pitch. The crowd will always give him. He's one of those players that up and down the country, he will be hated. And let's be honest, if Jack wasn't an Arsenal player, I would hate him.
The Roy Keane effect.
I would hate him, honestly, Danny. If he wasn't,
he's like Mascherano was at Liverpool.
Yeah, he's just and so
you
the
just
reality.
Hate him.
Yeah, exactly. But the reality is that the FA changed the rules at the start of the season. It's a 2-match ban rather than a 1-match ban.
So what games does he miss?
West Ham and Newcastle. Chelsea and West Ham.
Oh, bollocks.
I hope he can get to the quality of Mascherano. That's all I can say, mate. Because he needs to shape up a little bit, Jack, with all due respect. I know he's needs a little bit of fitness, but...
Ramsey went through what he did due to the injury. I think, Jack was away with injury for a while, but I think his stepping stone is going to be getting over the attitude more than Ramsey with his injury. But I see them as similar situations. They just both need to mature in different ways. And Ramsey's, much more ahead on that road than Jack is at this point.
Ramsey's more professional at the end of the day, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? You don't get Ramsey. Ramsey ain't been caught hanging out at nightclubs, talking, chatting up birds, smoking fags. I even saw a video of him at the Christmas party. He looked totally off his face, which, it's a Christmas party, he should be entitled to do so. He just needs, like everybody says, he just needs to mature. He needs to grow up. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that he's just not coming across really as being a professional player at the moment, and that's what he needs to do. Jack's had a lot of injury problems. Do you know what I mean? More than any other decent player at his age. But I think these two games he's got off. If the club had any sense whatsoever, they'd ship him off to fucking Spain or Tenerife with a little training camp, and let him do some fitness out there for a couple of weeks. Just get him away for the country for a couple of weeks. Do you know what I mean? That's
Wenger put Rambo out on the wings and on different positions, and he struggled, but he kind of gritted his teeth and worked through it, and came out better for it. I think Jack's been put out on the wings, and he's flourished some games, and he's taken a step back in certain games. So, I think it's all down to maturity, and he just needs to get with it, sooner rather than later.
At least that should be the end of seeing Wilshere and Ramsey on the wings. Now that we've got Podolski and Theo back, hopefully. Amanda says, Merry Christmas to all of you. I told her that we mentioned her.
Okay, wonderful. And Steve, I understand that you've got something to talk about with the Jack incident.
He's got to grow up. I think he's got to remember a couple of things. One, he's an Arsenal player. Secondly, he's an England player. And thirdly, he's got two young kids. He's someone's dad. It's about time he grew up and realised his responsibilities, not only to himself and his family, but also to his employer and the fans of the club he plays for. But on top of that, what concerns me more about him is what one thing Geoff touched on. He needs to start shaping up and showing what he can do, because he's had over a year since that injury now. I know he had setbacks, but what really concerned me, and I'd like Geoff's opinion on this, is how is it a 20-year-old who was rested for the entire game practically against Napoli and hadn't played very much previous to that, was knackered after 48 minutes against City. 48 minutes, and then you've got players who are like almost 10 years older than him, played the whole length of the game. He was knackered. He's dreadful. He's fit. He's obviously not fit, and his mind's not in the right place. So I might Gavin right. I think what he needs is, I think the ban will do him good, but I think he needs to be got hold of and told, look, look around him. We've got people like Ozil. We've got people in the midfield. We can sit you on the bench to the end of the season. We don't need to play you, and we might even go and buy another central midfielder, put you even further back down the list. Plus, if that might spur him on a bit. Perhaps Mr. Ramsey should have a word with him, because Ramsey seems to be, as Gavin said, a far more settled, intelligent, mature young man who keeps his nose clean, and if you'll pardon that phrase, which Jack seems to have a problem with doing.
Geoff, would you like to interject?
No, I think he's got a lot to do, Jack. Honestly, I really do. I mean, if everyone's fit and ready to play, I think Jack Wilshere doesn't get in our team at the moment. I really don't. He's no doubt he's got the talent now. But like Steve says, and like the boys have said, he's got to sort himself out. He's got to get his attitude right. He's a professional footballer, and Arsenal are a club now that are, we're aiming high. We can't be. We're not in the mood for carrying players. We don't need to carry players anymore, because we can go out and purchase good quality players just to fit straight in there. And I know he had a great season when he burst onto the scene, but he hasn't really replicated that since he's been back from his injury. He's got a lot to do for me, and I hope he gets through it, and I hope he fulfills that promise. But you know what, I've said for ages now that the jury's out. The jury's well and truly out with Jack Wilshere.
He's got to pull it up, otherwise he's in danger of becoming the modern day Peter Marinello in my book.
Yeah, John.
That's harsh.
Well, you got to remember when Wilshere burst on the scene. Remember that Champions League tie against Barcelona? They didn't know what to do with him. He bossed that midfield and did it well. We need to get him back to that mentality where he needs to prove himself. And I think that time off with the injury kind of, the celebrity got to his head a little bit.
Speaking of Barcelona, and I will switch the topic just a little bit. Geoff, you are our ITK, and John, you are our man in España. Tony Sanabria, what can you tell us about this fella?
John?
Well, we talked about him a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? Tony Sanabria, Paraguayan, 17 years old. Apparently, they offered him a deal. He turned it down. He wants, he's looking for a new place to go. We supposedly have sent scouts to see him a couple of times, as we have a majority of the lads in the La Masia. And we don't know. In January we'll find out how interested we really are.
He, as far as I know, he's been to Colney, he's been to the Emirates, he's spoken to Wenger, and apparently there's other offers in for him, and he's going to decide as and when, and that's really what it is.
Doesn't he want guaranteed first team game time? That's what I heard.
Well, if he wants that, he's not going to get that at Arsenal, is he? Because Wenger won't guarantee anybody's going to play in the first team.
Yeah, he was unhappy that he's playing for the B team and now given a chance in the A team. But I mean, people have to remember Barcelona went into the summer thinking that either one of Alexis Sanchez or Pedro were going to be on their way out. So I don't see how a 17-year-old kid is going to think that he's going to walk into the first team in Barcelona. Apparently that's what he thought.
We've been down the guarantee road before with Ibrahimovic, haven't we? When he wanted to come in and I want to play first team game straight away, and and that's why he didn't sign for Arsenal, because we couldn't give him that assurance.
Pedro had a good game tonight, didn't he?
What, the Grove?
Slightly. No, three goals in the first half.
Barcelona were 2-0 down, and then Pedro scored 34, 41, 43, and then Fabregas got a couple, including a penalty, and they ended up winning it 5-2. Absolutely smashed them.
Yeah, the first Fabregas goal was offside. The second one was a penalty.
Such a boring league.
John, another thing to pick your brains on, another man in España that we've been linked with is it Diego Costa? I know that me and you have had a conversation about this one in the WhatsApp group in the last couple of days. He has a release clause of 32 million. Is it pounds or euros?
Euros.
About the same,
Okay,
whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's 32.
No,
it's 32 million euros, like 37 million pounds, 36 somewhere around there.
Okay.
Excuse me, the other way around. Excuse me. Well, the thing I always talk to about, when somebody mentions Diego Costa is, you gotta understand, he went to Braga, Celta, Albacete, Valladolid in Madrid, and then he was on loan to Rayo Vallecano as well. Before this year, the most he has ever scored is 9 goals per game.
Per game?
Now, per season. I'm sorry. And so,
how many bottles did you get there, John?
9 goals per season. So, I mean, what he's done is that he's worked his ass off, and he's slotted in perfectly for Falcao after he took off for Monaco. But at a certain point, you have to look at a 6-month stretch equivalent to, compared to the equivalent of a career. And prior to this, he hasn't shown anything close to what he's showing now. Couple that with, Atletico Madrid qualifying first in their group, being in the Champions League, being in the fight for the La Liga title. He's not moving anywhere in January. I just can't see it.
No, it's true. And you know what? To be honest with you, I don't really fancy him.
I don't either.
I don't fancy him. I think we need someone a little bit better than that, a little bit more technical, a little bit quicker.
The one thing that I like about him, he's got a mean streak. He is an absolute cunt.
He's a beast, isn't he? That's right.
Oh, he's. I mean, he'll kick you and then he'll go score against you. But that doesn't, that's not the kind of class that we're looking for. We need a finisher. I think we need more of a more agile player that can run in behind defenders, that sort of thing. And he's not that player. He's a better finishing Giroud with less link-up play. Is the best way I can describe him.
Yeah, it's very true.
And with Diego Simeone saying in the, I don't know if it was, I heard it in the English media, that he wants to win every cup. Like they played some lower league Spanish team in the Copa del Rey, and he still sent out a decent team.
Yeah.
And beat them 2-1. And he, if anyone remembers Simeone as a player, he was a fucking mentalist.
He got Beckham sent off, didn't he?
Yeah, you don't want to fuck with him. Another thing about Costa, he started his career at my Portuguese club, Penafiel, who I've been a fan of for a million years.
Well, he actually he started at Braga, and they sent him on loan.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh,
do you want to know something interesting about Diego Simeone?
He's not related to you, is he?
No, Gilles Grimandi broke his nose when we played against
That's right.
Lazio.
That's right.
And Simeone had to go off with a broken hooter, and it was because Simeone was racially abusing Patrick Vieira and called him the N-word. Vieira wanted to do him himself. Grimandi said, "No, you're too valuable to the team. I'll do it."
Brilliant.
True story, that.
Grimandi took him out, and then apparently after the game, Simeone was waiting outside the Arsenal changing room, and the door opened and our back four came out, and UEFA removed him dub sharp quick.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
People don't hear enough stories like that. That is brilliant sportsmanship for his own teammate. That is lovely.
You've got to love Uncle Gilles. I mean, especially for taking out Edgar Davids, Dennis's testimonial. You're not going to be the first person to score at the Emirates, being the ex-Spurs player wallop taken straight out.
You gotta love that. Geoff, is there anybody else that's on your radar for this January that you've heard of?
No, not really, mate. Nothing I can declare at the moment. I don't want to send everybody into hysteria again. I want my timeline's nice and quiet at the moment. Let's keep it that way.
We're going to buy nobody of note.
You said that. You keep on saying that.
I know.
I want to ask you guys.
The best we'll do by buying a player in January, right, is actually getting somebody on loan for the rest of the season. We'll get another forward on loan for the rest of the season. And
that's all you can get.
Well, I mean,
it's a bit too late now because we should have got one in the summer and the summer before that.
Speaking to that, I wanted to ask you guys real quick what you guys thought of Giuseppe Rossi from Fiorentina.
Yeah, he's ripping up trees.
The guy who used to play for Napoli, John.
Excuse me?
The guy who used to play for Napoli.
And United.
No,
United. United. Started at United, didn't he?
Yeah.
He started at United. He broke his leg at Villarreal, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same guy. I've fancied him for years. He left there at about 18, 19, didn't he? He's Italian, though, isn't he?
He's Italian. Yeah. He was born in New Jersey, but he plays for the Italian national team. He was in United from 2004 to 2007. Then he went to Newcastle, Parma. Then he went to Villarreal. I remember him from Villarreal. The time that he spent there when Perez was there. Then he did his leg in 2010 or 2011, and he's been out for about 18 months because he tore his ACL, then tore it again in when he was rehabbing. Yeah. But he's fine now. He scored 14 goals in 18 appearances this year for Fiorentina.
Yeah. Wow. It's only tiny. He's a tiny little player, very quick across the pitch, fantastic skill. He's got a left foot like a wand, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So, Geoff, you said to Gav there to not rule anything out. Are you telling us maybe if you can't give us any names that something big is lined up?
Well, I know he's looking at players, okay, but the thing is, it's whether you can get them players. It's not who's going to want to sell their striker in January if you're fighting relegation, if you're going for Europe, if you're fighting for the Championship, or you're just not going to want to let them go. And if you do want to let them go, right, it's going to be big money. I think it will be most probably a good loan, and I think he'll bring two in, one striker and maybe one defender, and we'll go for a top striker in the summer. But if one becomes available, he will buy him. I see people on Twitter all the time. I don't think Wenger's going to spend the money. I mean, for fuck's sake, he's got the money now. He's proved that he will spend it. If there is a player he wants to buy, he'll do it. It's as simple as that.
That's exactly what David Miles, the club secretary, said after the Champions League draw. He said he was asked about buying players in January, and saying if he finds a player he wants, there is cash available and he will spend it if he has to. So I would agree. I think with the World Cup year, I think there's going to be a couple of interesting loans coming in. But Geoff, I would disagree with you in that I think any player is buyable if you throw enough money at a club and at an individual, they will come. You just have to really dig deep in your pockets. And if you're asking me, John, if you're asking me about Rossi, I would rather have someone even from within the Premier League. I mean, I know he's gone off the boil, but there was a reason why Rossi didn't make it in the Premier League, and I'd rather have Benteke. But that's just my opinion.
No.
I would honestly. I would. I think he's.
I think we need something.
I think he'd be good.
Benteke not good enough.
He's unproven Benteke for me. I've got to be honest with you.
He's an Anelka in the making.
I wish he was.
He can't be unproven.
No, he
is. He's had one good season. Come on, FK.
He's better than everybody else but Giroud. He's better than fucking Bentner, let's be honest.
Would you? Well, that's the thing.
He's scored more league goals this season than fucking Bentner scored.
Shall I tell you what I would do?
Yeah, go on.
I'd go up the road to Fulham and bid him £3 million for Dimitar Berbatov.
Someone slower than Bentner. Brilliant.
Why do we want Bergkamp?
Because he's a top quality finisher.
He's so good.
He played for fucking Man United and he's played for Tottenham. He can fuck off.
He can fuck off.
He's
right up there with Sheringham and Garth Crooks.
He's a cunt, mate. Him fucking. I'll tell you what. If there was a cunt competition,
if you want
to take Berbatov and then wait till the summer and really go and test Liverpool's mettle and bid them £70 million for.
I thought you said you wanted a quiet Christmas, Geoff. That's guaranteed you at least 100 scousers.
How many players has Wenger ever bought as immobile as Berbatov, the laziest player in the Premier League? He had one good season at that lot up at N17. He's not Wenger's type of player. I know we were.
He won United the league one year, Danny.
Yeah, that was the one season he had that was any bloody good.
Well, the season before that, he got Tottenham back into Europe again. You know what I mean?
He's just slow. He's slow and lazy. That's not a Wenger player.
He's got 5 minutes in the head, mate. Don't worry about that. I promise you, he's different class.
What does 5 minutes in the head mean?
He's the sort of player. He's the sort of player that plays 5 moves ahead in his head, and he's the sort of player that would sit around the box, lose his bloody markers, and link all our bloody play up and finish all the chances.
Exactly.
And smoke 2 packets of Marlboro a day.
Yeah,
£3 million, it's a no-brainer.
Well,
even with his Uber cunts.
For 2 or 3 million quid, you know, I think he'd walk
from the league and get £40 million prize money.
Wenger will probably bid £1.5 million then, and refuse to budge and a penny.
The way Swansea are going, you bid 10 for.
Oh, leave off, not Michu.
You go and bid 10 for Michu.
Exactly.
And that's your backup, that's
He's
happy to play, second fiddle to whoever we bring in the summer.
No,
and it's better than a 6-month loan for me.
I'd rather in the summer fucking get Sturridge off Liverpool. I'd rather.
Yeah, good shout. Yeah. Good shout.
I mean,
with Walcott.
If Suarez is staying, then Sturridge might be up for it. Do you know what I mean?
See where Liverpool finish in the league first before everyone says that Suarez is staying.
Well, he just signed a new £200,000 a week contract, and I bet there's some release clause in there that he ain't going for £30 million and a penny.
No, but I bet you there's also clauses in there that state if Liverpool don't win anything or don't finish high enough up the league that he can fuck off for a fee.
Yeah.
The clause basically says if they don't finish fourth, he can leave, but the clause also says that the clause is only valid for non-UK clubs.
Is that allowed, though, Steve? Surely there's got to be an employment law about that. You can't tell a man he can't live in the UK, he can't play in the UK, he can't get a job in the UK.
But the point is, if he signed to it and agreed to it under British law, because they're not strictly speaking, footballers are a grey area when it comes to employment law, because although they are employees of the clubs, they have their own individual employment rights, which their agents negotiate, and they're professional sports people. And if he agreed to that clause to get a certain amount of money in return for it, then it's perfectly legal.
There is something going through the courts at the moment about that.
As well, isn't it?
I heard this week that someone is saying someone's challenging the law as it is now on players and contracts and fees that could alter football as much as the Bosman rule altered it. I heard a little bit about it, but if they manage to do that, football's on its arse.
But basically, what this agent is trying to do is he's trying to get rid of transfer fees.
Yeah.
He's basically saying that the players should be able to trade themselves without clubs owning them. And he's basically using third-party ownership in South America and in some Latin American countries and countries and Italy as an excuse to get rid of transfer fees, saying it's affecting the game, saying it's increasing the chances of corruption, citing all sorts of things. However, you've got to look at it in a completely different way, because what is, as Danny's saying, is he's challenging the basis of which every football club owner has built their business. If you take the players' registrations as having zero value across every club in Europe tomorrow, the whole of La Liga is bankrupt.
Yeah.
The whole of it, the whole of the Serie A is bankrupt. Manchester City, Manchester United, most English clubs will be technically bankrupt, because you take out of their assets in one hit off the balance sheet the complete value of their players' contracts. And that's why it's not going to happen, because it would just literally cripple worldwide football. And basically, the end result, if this was passed, would mean basically that players would get all the money. Don't think for 1 minute, they're going to get the £30 million transfer fee and walk away with it and not get any wages, because they want 300 grand a week as well. This is all about the agents having more money. This is an attempt by the agents to get the whole cake rather than just part of the cake.
They're not doing it for the good of the game.
No, and really what needs to come in is actually for one FA to have a bottle and go, actually, do you know what? We're not having any more agents. You've got a players' football union. They can employ professionals to do these negotiations on behalf of players in Britain. We're not talking to agents. We're not paying agents fees, and just tell agents to piss off, because they're parasites that are ruining the game.
And some are even banned, aren't they, from this country?
Yeah, but they are the ones driving up wages.
If that's the case, you've got teams like, I'll pick Oxford United, which is my own team. But if you've got Oxford United that have put through the ranks a 17-year-old that's worth, say, £5 million. Now, if someone like Arsenal comes in, pays that $5 million, that's Oxford United up and running off the back of that player sale for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
You abolish that from the game, then you'll see a lot of lower league clubs also go to the wall as well.
You won't see a lot of lower league clubs go to the wall. You'll see lower leagues cease to exist.
Yeah.
This is just a precursor to the agent's dream. No, it's a precursor to the agent's dream of a European Super League, where they move their players from team to team every transfer window and get 40 million quid out of it. Not just a cut of the wages and a cut of the fee, 40 million quid.
But there is some protection at the moment. If a player is under the age, I think 21 or 19, he's not allowed to leave, because you still got to be compensated for the development of the player.
Which is why Tony Sanabria is going to cost 300 grand, like Fabregas.
Yeah, because in Spain that law doesn't apply. They're not allowed to be a professional until they're 18. Is it, John?
Yeah, 18. So they get something like 20 euros for their their match day meals. They get some silly wage until they're 18. They get like 10 grand a year in the contracts from 16 to 18, and then 18 they're allowed to sign their first professional contract.
So when we got Fabregas off of Barcelona, didn't we sweeten the deal by letting them keep Van Bronckhorst, who was on loan, but we said just keep him?
Yeah. And then I think when he went back, they signed off on the compensation for Toral and Bellerin.
Right.
Oh.
Is there anything else in which any of the panel would like to discuss this week before we move on to our 2013 awards?
Yeah, can I just say that whoever was in charge of putting ticket prices up by 3%, you're a total cunt. Fuck off.
Oh, actually, now that Gav has dropped a C-bomb to the listeners, this week I've been doing my thing with the Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I've spoke to about 40 people in about 20 countries. I've asked every single one of them 2 questions. Is the podcast too long? They said no. I said, do we say cunt too much? They say no. We're all football fans. We hear it when we say it when we're in the pubs listening. We say it at the games. It's no longer banned, because people love it. Even the women.
Fuck's sakes.
Even the women, they fucking love it, and they all love GC when he swears. A lot of people have actually said they want more GC.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
In what way?
I don't know. What did you say, Gav, after that? After you said you wanted more of yourself?
Not in the same way that people want FK, I'm presuming.
There you go. It's a little bit of feedback, because I've had some lovely. I've spent 10, 15 hours this week talking to people all over the place, and they're all of a similar opinion. They love it.
Can I just add to what Gavin just said? The dickhead who's in charge of the club's commercial department could have taken 1 month of Nicholas Bentner's wages, hired 10 commercial sales executives, sent them out there. They could have raised within 6 months, at least 6 or 7 million quid. And that money could have been taken and it could have been used instead of putting up the fucking ticket prices for Arsenal fans just before Christmas, in the middle of a recession, when everybody's electric and energy bills are going up. Everything's going up apart from everyone's wages. So, Arsenal, that is the PR fuck up of the year award from me.
Okie dokie.
Scott, I haven't finished yet.
Oh, okay then.
All right. Yeah, no, I'd just like to say it's. I mean, they've said that it's due to inflation, but I mean, if it's due to inflation, when the permanent staff at the club have not received a pay rise, so you've got permanent staff at the club that they work at the box office, full-time security, etc., etc. They haven't got a 3% pay rise. Most of them, and the majority of them, are season ticket holders as well. So I just don't understand it. And the timing of it was just absolutely spot on. They released it at 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon when we was top of the league, and it was only a day or 2 days after the supporters club had their supporters clubs had their drinks up at the ground. So they couldn't have timed it better. If you was being, cynical about how they did it. And like I say, an increase when, there's extra revenue coming in from the Puma deal. The TV money is probably 40-50 million pounds up next year than what it is last year.
Extra Champions League TV money.
Yeah, and it's just a complete joke, really.
I mean, got a pay rise of £500,000 a year, which is nice to see.
Exactly, and it's ridiculous. I mean, if you look at how much a Grade A game costs, and I think it's going to cost something like £64 plus booking fee for a silver or a red member if you're lucky enough to get a lower tier ticket next year. When I think that's up on something what it was 3 years back, which was only sort of £36. It's more or less like you're looking at a 50% increase of which to watch like Arsenal Tottenham or Arsenal Man United or whatever, and I don't know where it's going to end. So whoever sanctioned it, whether it was one of the Cronkies or whether it was the new CEO, whoever it is, you're just a cunt, mate. Fuck off.
You know what? No matter when these rises come, we're always going to moan, aren't we? And the ticket prices are only going to go one way. That's up.
Why though?
Because they just are.
So they just are. So just get on with it. Let them do it. Woohoo!
Well, no, not at all. But
Geoff,
it's just going to happen, isn't it?
No, Geoff, it's not, because there's a ceiling what people can pay. And you've got to look as a marketing person, you've got to look at the market and work out what people can pay and how much actually you're losing pricing out of buying your services or product, or in our case, being able to go and see your team play. You're pricing people out, and the fact is, where does that come? 100 quid a game? This just can't go on. They can't just keep raking in money all the time. And I could understand it, if it was a team who were skin, but we're not skin. People forget we've still got £150 million in the bank. We've got all this sponsors' money rolling in, and they could have just said to themselves, you know what? At the moment, there's a recession on. It wouldn't be a good idea to put the tickets up. I read the other day, somebody sent me something on the web, that the board in 1978, they said, owing to the changes in the VAT regulations, we're now going to have to put up ticket prices by 50p, but we're not going to do it because the board's going to swallow that 50p. We're going to pay your VAT. Our fucking times have changed, eh? There's a lot of blokes who live locally. A lot of blokes have been going over the Arsenal all their lives. 55 years old, they've got young boys. And the geezers had to make the choice this week. Do I go and watch us play Tottenham in the Cup, or does my kid go? Because I can't afford to pay £78 for both of us. It's wrong. It's got to stop. There's no argument for it, because you've got Gazidi sat there earning £2.5 million a year, which is more than most FTSE 100 CEOs. Tom Fox is on a bundle of money. They're making a massive amount of money. They actually need to show some faith in their fans, and they actually need to give us a bit of a Christmas present instead of a Christmas kick in the bollocks.
And it's not, like I say, they're not raising that much money by increasing the ticket prices by 3%.
3 million it is.
They're making £3 million.
That's one commercial deal.
It's just scandalous. I mean, that's a tenth.
It is bad taste. I'll give you that.
I mean,
that's definitely bad taste.
That's 10% of how much the TV money has gone up by. The TV money is going up by 30 million plus just for the Premier League. That's without the add-ons if we qualify for the Champions League next year.
I think
That's
it's
Daddy's
ridiculous.
wages next year.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah, well, it can fuck off as well.
Right, Gim, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say we have some awards to get through now. So I've given you, before we started this, the opportunity to create your own Twitter award, such like. So we could have a hero or anything else. And you've all picked a winner. So we're going to start off with Danny for your award and your winner.
My award is the much anticipated podcast I would rather be on than this nightmare. And the winner is... Have we got any bongs there, FK?
Bong. Bong.
Oh, it's Goonosphere with Daniel Cowan and
Well-
Stokes.
well
I'll be
done.
along shortly.
Here it comes.
Remember, Gimli wants £17.6 million. I will be there for 1 week. I will then throw a strop, and then I will be moving on to the Suburban Gooner podcast.
Where you're going to do the same thing.
Yes, and then I shall move on to and then I shall retire at the Three Blokes Talking Arse with Dylan, because he will probably drug me and leave me for dead in a gutter in Glasgow somewhere.
I think you should retire at Gooner Ramble. They've got a particularly amazing podcast that I was part of this week.
I was lucky enough today when I was doing my greetings for the Xmas Fuck Up special. I spoke to Mo.
Yes, he's a very nice fella.
Lovely you two cunts are. Can we get on with this?
He did his greetings in not Hindi. What's the other one?
Urdu.
There you go. He did his in Urdu.
Bless you.
Thank you very much. Move it along, sir.
Okie dokie. And Gavin.
Well, my award is for a club, actually, not just an individual, for doing work for the local youth of Islington. And it's the at Islington ABC, which is Islington Boys Club, which run football clubs, boxing for boys, boxing for girls. They do keep fit. They have amateurs who are, some of them are reaching ABA finals, ABA London finals. The girls are doing particularly well this season as well. So for everybody at the Islington Boxing Club, well done, everybody there. And happy Christmas, and have a brilliant New Year next year.
Here. Well done.
Here.
Yeah, definitely. Geoff?
Tweet of the year. In the midst of it was back in February when we was struggling a bit, and everyone on Twitter apart from myself, FK, and the great Johnny O'Neill was wanting Wenger out.
Wenger.
He tweeted, Arsene Wenger gave me an unbeaten season and Thierry Henry. I'd still slap the shit out of a baby koala for him, always. And that is the tweet of the year.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. FK?
Mine is going to be for surely parody account of Twitter of the year, and that goes to only one person, and that's Enfield Spurs. I'm sure all Arsenal fans have read tweets from him. I am convinced he's a closet gooner, because if he's not, he's absolutely deluded. He's at Enfield Spurs. Give him a follow. Amazing banter, and he's just completely off his marbles. So parody account of the year. Well done, Enfield Spurs.
Fantastic. Ven?
Mine's going to be blogger of the year. For me, it's Pausing in My Pants. Paul. You can follow him at Pausing in My Pants. He's actually a Dubliner in Detroit, so go fucking figure that out.
He's a top bloke.
Very creative. He's brilliant, mate. He's hilarious.
We've been trying to get him on here for some time, haven't we, Danny? Why hasn't he been on?
Has he not been on?
He was on in the transfer window.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's a time difference. It's really difficult, obviously, being 6 hours behind, 7 hours behind.
Definitely. Hats off to him for getting up for the games. Steve?
Right, you have to bear with me because I've got one of my awards, and then I've got one for the podcast, actually, which we have to give an award out. And then there's a special one. So my first award goes to Amanda for being the Arsenal Gatecrasher of the year. And you can find her at
Gooner Girl.
Gooner Girl 1969, is it?
That's the one.
You can find her there. Don't tell her where you live, and don't tell her where your Christmas party is, or she'll be round in a flash. And she'll get a photograph with your mum to boot to prove she was there as well.
She did just actually dare me to say, I said, she said Merry Christmas to all of us, and then Gimli skimmed over it. She said, also tell GC thank you very much for agreeing with all my tweets, and I said no, and she said I dare you, and I said no.
The thing is, he's like,
she's even gatecrashed the podcast, but
we might as well fucking add her on here for the amount of times she's been mentioned.
I love Amanda. I love her.
We love her.
Yeah, we know you do, Geoff. It's under investigation. We reckon you took her to Dubai.
I love Amanda.
I actually agree with most things Amanda says, but when she's wrong, I put her straight, and she doesn't like that.
She stood there with a little dolly
Christmas,
going,
Amanda.
Geoff touched me here, and here, and here, and in the bumhole.
So my second podcast mention is obviously for our lawyers. You have to cope with a never-ending stream of obscenity cases. But their worst work, and obviously their most tedious item, is FK's continuing stream of sexual offences around the country. Restraining orders, and of course dealing with his wild fans.
And it won't be long before he has a tree named after him. Like Yew Tree.
Exactly.
Yew Tree, I like that.
Yeah, and the last mention, and I think every Arsenal fan across the world can agree with this, is I think those lads who did that one club video for Spurs, it takes the biscuit. Anybody who managed to offend the whole of their own support, get death threats off their firm, and then have to take ownership of and put their name to such cringeworthy shite to get it taken off the internet and fail miserably because there's 5 million Arsenal fans posting up everywhere. You deserve a special mention because you're fucking special, because you're a white van man mong from N17.
Scumbag cunt.
Twats.
I also have a few. My main one is AFC Hero of the Year, and this is someone that's generally done something nice or something worthwhile, and that's got to go. And I think we'd all agree.
Jack Star.
No, he gets. There is. Do you know what? There is one mentioned that he's won, but that's next. That goes to AFC.
Biggest player of followers of the year.
Yeah.
I think he saved Righty's Saturday, didn't he?
They get that award goes to AFC Glenn, who yes, he grew out his moustache for November, raised an awful lot of money, and he's a damn fine gooner. So get your follow train on, and his Twitter tag is @AFC_Glenn. My next award is one that I tweeted about yesterday.
How come you lot are getting more than one award?
Yeah.
What's all that about?
I mean, what's all this? Do you know what I mean?
Well,
I think Glenn's one should be from all of us because he raised 1,200 quid and then picked one person out of the hat that raised money, and then he gave him a shitload of Arsenal stuff. So I think that should be one from all of us.
Yeah, no, Glenn applause, to be honest.
Yeah,
we gave him £10 and 10 pence.
Yeah,
we know 10 was from.
And that's because Bergkamp was number 10, so we did 2 10s.
Yeah, right, go on, Gim, get on with it.
Right, no, there's two more to get through. One,
no, you got 3.
Yeah,
Some of us have got homes to go to.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Gav.
FK thinks he's fasting, mate. He's starving, the poor boy.
Right, the next one goes to, and I announced it on Twitter yesterday, it was Cunt of the Month, but we've just upgraded it to Cunt of the Year. Jack Star, you are officially our Cunt of the Year for 1, pulling the race card, 2, abusing pretty much everyone that doesn't like your tweets and posting just random shit that nobody agrees with, and then crying to Ian Wright and telling him how you've been abused.
And consequently being a prick for 365 days of the year as well.
Yes. Basically, we all think you're an arsehole. You've done a fantastic job. You were streets ahead of everybody else. You are ABW's official Cunt of the Year. Well done to you, that man.
Wow.
And runner-up was Ian Wright because he showed it's not hard to be a legend, but it's easy to be a twat after you've retired.
He's a cunt. He's a cunt, and I told him yesterday, thank you for what you did for AFC. Now piss off, you cunt.
No one is ever going to deny that he is, for me, the 3rd best Arsenal player ever behind Bergkamp and Adams and Bergkamp. But
absolutely. Henry, no.
Danny. I think I need to come around now, Danny, and sort you out. What the hell?
You're only 15 minutes away. I'll put the kettle on.
No, Danny, I'd get worried. You know what FK means by come around and sort you out.
I'd get the mop out.
For me, legends
Georgie
don't ask to
Armstrong,
leave
Charlie
the club.
George.
Loads of them. Millions of them.
Bob Wilson.
Yeah,
Bob
but I'm
Wilshere.
saying the reason why Henry isn't in my top 3 is
Seaman.
because legends don't ask to leave the club. They either retire at the club, like Adams and Bergkamp.
Legends sit at North London derbies at the age of 68 and go into the box next door and smack Larry Tottenham fans. That's what they do, and that's Frank McClintock.
Oh, well, he's a little bit out of my generation, is he? Because I only really got into football in the mid-'80s.
Okay. Right. And
well, there's many of us, but he's not one. He's a cunt. End of story.
Let's settle down. Gimli's got another 6 people. He wants to
No. The last award this
Oh,
season,
fuck
as
me,
I'm sure you're all aware, Danny has spoken to an awful lot of people in an awful lot of countries. And the one question that he asked them was, if a Bergkamp Wonderland was going to run a mission to Mars and we only had enough fuel to get 6 of us back out of the 7, who would be left behind?
Oh, you're joking.
I'm
blind to that.
I'm telling you, this answer's easy, mate. It's me.
Gav. It's got to be.
It's easy. It's John. He'd be pissed up. He'd just leave him there asleep.
Just leave me with 3 or 4 bottles of Jack Daniels and I'm fine.
Or we could just get John, kill him, take all the alcohol out of his blood, and that will easily get us back home on all that methanol.
Go on, Gim, hit us. Who is it?
FK will be ruined, mate. No women there.
I would like to say, Gav, you've won more silverware than Manchester United are going to win this season, but unfortunately, you won't be on the planet to pick it up. You are
fucking good enough.
And who got runner-up, Gim?
Who did get runner-up? Was it
Steve.
me?
No, Steve.
Was it Steve?
I kept telling everybody. I kept telling everybody it was Gimli, but none of them had it.
No, I'm loved. People said, someone the other day said that I had a voice squeakier than David Beckham, but
Oh, don't! I put the bloopers pod that's going to come out sooner or later. I was playing a few previews to a few people at work, and they all said, "Who's that squeaky voiced Welsh tosser?"
Oh, whatever.
I'm just
I'm being serious.
I hope your Wi-Fi's powerful enough to be able to pick it up from Mars.
I'm telling you, they only pick me, mate, because I'll be the only one that survive. All you lot. Do you know what I mean? Jeff would die because he wouldn't be able to get up Wenger's arse when it's cold.
I believe the word's cockroach, Gav.
Yeah. FK wouldn't last more than 10 minutes without a bird. Right? Yeah. Danny can't fucking walk, so he ain't fucking down. Where is he? Right? Gimli, you can't even get up a step without banging your head. That's for John. Do you know what I mean? We all know John. He's 90% proof. Do you know what I mean? And as for my mate Steve, do you know what I mean? Well, I don't know what to say, Steve. Do you know what I mean? But you're too old.
Got nowhere, but we don't care.
You're too old. You would
Stevie, Lord Ilwood.
That's why they pick me, mate. I'll be the only one that fucking survive, you bunch of fucking cripples.
So how comes, GC, you didn't take the chance to say that it'd have to be Geoff because he's closer to Uranus than anyone else and he'd like it there? There was another one we tried on them. If we were in a plane and the plane was going to crash and we only had 6 parachutes, then Gimli reminded me that I'd need 3 of them.
That's quite bad.
And I did point out that Ven would just jump out of the fucking plane no matter what height and still land on his feet and then walk off to the nearest bar.
We would like to say
I'm just surprised that he say, fucking leave that American cunt on Mars. I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be me.
If you would like to comment and get your own vote in, if you do a hashtag ABW mission to Mars and then say who you want it to be
and why,
just a little brief description. You could go because Gav's a cunt, right? Then you could just pop that in the mail on in the new year. We will announce
some of the funniest ones.
Yeah, the funniest ones, and who's going to be staying on Mars. But Gav, you provisionally get it. And not from FK.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Squawky.
Big round of applause there.
Yes. Excellent. Right. So is that now? We're done now, or what?
I don't know. Is there anything else on the list?
No, that's pretty much all that's on the list. I'm going to go to the hospital.
I think someone should wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
I think you should get
absolutely.
Yes.
I thought we were going to have a Christmas do anyway, Christmas dinner or something like that. Load of tossers. Swear to God.
This is true.
You'd eat it all, Dan.
Going to the pie. I'll be on the pie and mash shop on my own the weekend, I suppose, won't I?
We could have done it. We're still recording this. We could do a Secret Santa. I've bought you all fuck all.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, but I've wrapped yours nicely, FK.
I'm going to buy FK a ticket to Deepest Crack Off and let him loose there and see what happens.
I won't come back.
Like
I'm going to play a get out of jail free card.
It'd be like a spunk-covered Tasmanian devil rubbing against every woman all over the whole of Krakow. He'll think, crack, I'm there.
He'll just crack off all over the shop.
Right, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks
Merry
for
Christmas,
everybody.
everybody.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Up the Arsenal.
Christmas.
Bastards.
Merry
So
Christmas.
that was
Top
a
of the league tomorrow
Bergkamp
night.
Wonderland podcast. Have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you for listening.
You
Good night.
freeload fuckers.
We...
Nanu, cheeky, red
Christmas bitches.
hats, bitches, ho ho ho.
Cunt.
Ah.